They want to oppress us, and they want us to allow ourselves to be oppressed.
This is I agree with you perfectly. This is the basic problem.
Then what do you
that white people think they're better than others?
I can't solve the problem. You guys pull the strings that close schools. You guys draw the boundaries that keep our kids restricted to the ghetto. You guys write up the restrictive covenants that keep us out of houses. So it's up to you to talk to your brothers and your sisters and persuade them that they have a responsibility. We've assumed ours for over 400 years, and we're tired of this kind of stuff now. We're not going to suffer patiently anymore. No more turning the other cheek. No more blessing our enemies. No more praying for those who despitefully use us. We're going to show you that we've learned the lessons you've taught us. We've studied your history, and you did not take over this country by singing "We Shall Overcome." You did not gain control of the world like you have it now by dealing fairly with man and keeping your word. You're treaty breakers, you're liars, you're thieves, you rape entire continents and races of people. Then you wonder why these very people don't have any confidence or trust in you. Your religion means nothing. Your law is a farce, and we see it every day. You demonstrated it in Alabama, and I can say you, because you're part of the whole system, you profit from it. In fact, you make your living from it. You couldn't walk around and talk to people, stand up in your pulpit on Sunday and preach nice little songs and say, now we're going to give thanks to the Lord for he is good and old Jesus be among us. As far as we're concerned, your Jesus is contaminated, just like everything else you tried to force upon us is contaminated. So you can have him. And here's what I'll say, I wish you would follow Jesus like we followed him. Because if you did that, then we'd be in charge tomorrow.
I was made in the image of Yahweh. My spirit Marvin Gaye, heart pump with black power. Way before the days when he tore down the towers. I ain't talking 9/11, Nimrod had the power. That was Shinar. Before that we had the showers. Before Adam got deceived, he said the world was ours. Lost it in a second, cause we bite and we devour. Was given all of the earth and we don't even say the water. Gave us Messiah, we don't even say our Father. We walk down in heaven, so our burdens getting harder. Word to the turbans on our elders with the Taurus, no capping, that's a rap. Yahweh Shai, he died for us. Mamas cried for us, daddies did their best if they survived the whole time. The mice, they lied to us. Synagogue of Shaitan on my body and my mind. My soul for Yahweh, my purpose is aligned. This little light of mine running dim, but it shines. The majors of Shaitan pulling at me, but I climb. You're looking at divine, most merciful and beneficent. The sun, moon, and stars, the creator of the firmament. That's why I stay marching to Zion, it's like a tournament. The rounds getting harder, but I still walk the waters. Euphrates and the Nile, the Mississippi River come to me. I will walk across the currents with a smile. That's faith over trials. I still hear Mary and my grandmother telling me I was special as a child, but I was in denial. The killers and the crack addicts made it hard to smile. She know I would repent but keep my drug dealer style. Several gold chains, you can see them from a mile. I'm wild effervescent. I'm proof you can grow through your trials and your lessons, your curses and your blessings if you seek his acceptance.
I need the I need thee. I need thee.
Ya Baraka, Ya Baraka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Waya Shamaka, Waya Shamaka, Yahweh, 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 Hanyawa al Yak, Hanyawa al Yak, Waya Khanka, Waya Khanka, Yahweh. Yahweh, Yashua Yahweh, Yashua Yahweh, Wanyawa al Yaka, Wanyawa al Yaka, Wayasham, Wayasham, Laka Shalom, Laka Shalom, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yasha Allah, Yasha Allah.
You know what's in your...
Yo, yo, yo. Yeah. Say what's real.
My father figure keep me guided, I'm always protected. Not a single wrong, I don't ever get corrected. Light over my shoulders, tells from a priest. Take a Psalms 23 and sit your tail to a seat. Legendary in a way, but nothing like a tall tale. False gods, set them up, they all fell. Fantasies, they all sell. Nothing in my time can compare to the timeless. The light behind my rhyme and the one who I get in line with. Ain't no other lane for this fire flame minister. Descended from a higher plane, ain't no higher name from the one. When a gun jam, I figure you know now. Divine power follow me, that's just how it be. I can testify for sure, my heart not pure, but still I get to see a day that I did not work for. Bodies dropping with the climate, gas raising on black faces. Still I'm the one who made it. I just be thinking when I roll, something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. The Most High, something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. I feel like everywhere I go, something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. The Most High. With my conscience, I acknowledge that there is a higher power. Look at me. False idols never promise victory. You survive cause you was meant to. Stop the guessing, you a prized possession. Blessing from the sky, ain't no higher lesson. I'm a messenger, you should get with this rhythm. Gospel, you ain't gotta be poor with chains no more. Flip up your master plate, don't be captivated by your master space. The earth is yours, but first the one we know gon' have to pass away. Destiny, you part of a higher design. They tell me the sight of his eyes like fire and wine. Coming at the wild child who made it through the birth canal. One shot, amazing how you missed the kiss of death. Life was in your step, people turned away from out this way, never coming back. Slipped and fell inside the cracks, landed on their back, but you 10 toes in the field, still in one piece, for real from the bottom, where all kind of brothers get easily killed. Rest in peace to them. You part of a higher design, they tell me the sight of his eyes like fire and wine. When I roll, something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. The Most High, something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. I feel like everywhere I roll, something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. Most High, I said something keep watching me. Something keep watching me.
But there's something that I want the nation to focus on with the little time that I have today. That is brotherhood. Brotherhood, which follows with sisterhood, is the same thing. Brotherhood is the final chamber. See, we can get deep with all the prophecy. We can understand all the breakdowns. But if we can't solve the puzzle of brotherhood, then we've accomplished nothing.
I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's Malachium towards Yaachim, don't suffer sin. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times and brotherhood is the final chamber.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom, family. Hey, Captain Shalom on the scene. Tabernacles, where y'all at? Y'all need to be here. Came all the way from the Bay Area, California, just to celebrate with my brotherhood. Since long, right along with that, ain't nothing better than keeping the Lord's feast. Hey, make sure if you're not keeping here in the wilderness with us, yo, keep
Yes, I
it
can,
here.
yes, I can. How you expect to keep the law but don't wanna be taught them? Awesome is he that left examples just for us to follow. I love my brethren, I abide in the light of the Father.
You're showing gratitude towards the Lord. Put forth all your strength and all your might. Don't just put forth all your strength and all your might when you're throwing up curses on the heathen. Don't just put forth all your strength and all your might when you're asking for a blessing from the Lord. When you're asking for something, put forth all your strength and all your might when you're thanking the Lord for just waking up another day.
I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times and brotherhood is the final chamber. I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's my Malachium towards Yakim, no suffer sin. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times and brotherhood is the final chamber.
Am I my brother's keeper? That's a law, keep it legal. You a part of my nation, I look at you as an equal. Together make them retreat, divided then they may defeat our common enemy. They absorb itself as the eagle. They kill us at their leisure. Culture they gave us was lethal. We bear witness to
the truth and wisdom. That's the strength of our nation. And what else?
They feed us. They
He is the strength, kingdom, power, magic,
and what?
Blessed be the God of truth.
So we don't care about what they write on that wall, man. We serve the only true living God. Blessed be Yahweh, true living God.
I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's Malachium towards Yakim, no suffer sin. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times and brotherhood is the final chamber. I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh.
Before Sabbath class, I play a video where I say, receive the love. Let love wash over you. Don't get competitive. Let it heal your body. Use this time to regenerate your spirit. Don't force no connections. Just enjoy what the Lord has made. Let him do the work. You just be.
All right, shalom, shalom, kum yashala. All right, we the sons of thunder. It's our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved. We're here at our choice location for Feast of Tabernacles, and there was another successful feast. As you can see, we packing up, and it's time to break down. And you know, people are somber, not because the vacation is over, but because the fellowship is over, and we can't be together with our people. That's what they're sad about, right? We had a good time, great food, excellent service from the soldiers and my captains with me. All right, our women and children, our babies smiling, our stomachs filled, and our minds clear, most of all. Okay, so we hope to one day fellowship with you in righteousness, and you join us at our solemn feast. And most of all, you know, persevere and stay the course. Don't let anything steer you to the left hand or to the right hand. All right, the Most High is looking for soldiers, and he's got them right here. Thank you for watching.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Yasha Allah. Ashar Shabbat. The water for tuning in to another episode of the Bar4Bar. You see the title. New year, same agenda. Money, power, and greed. Right? Obviously, you can see through the thumbnail in the background, right, that who we talking about and what we about to get into. Right? Obviously, we not talking about us keeping this new year on this Gregorian calendar, which is in January, which in some cities where my brothers is at, it's snowing right now. That's not a new year, right? The new year actually starts in the springtime, right? The month of Abib, the scriptures call it, right? Barley harvest, some scriptures say, right? But right now, as Esau started their new year, we see that they have the same exact agenda that they've had since the foundation of the United States of America. And their agenda has always been money, power, and greed. Through various conquest, rape, let's switch that, unaliving, and mass amounts of lies, broken treaties, broken trust, and they control the population through the propaganda of Hollywood, and painting false images, right? That sway the mind to make you come to this state or this country, and especially outsiders, right? Come in and believe this is actually a democracy where the people have a voice. And that's all made up in a fallacy because there is no voice for the people. Because as we see, the individuals that we're going to speak about today, there was no voice. There was only force, right? There was no voice for them. It was only forced and a whole bunch of lies and treaties and, we'll do this if you do that. No. But the scriptures have told us, man, they come out of the womb speaking lies, right? So before we get into it, we have a few announcements. As everyone should know, we have our calendar now available. Let me move some of the comments down really quick. The calendar is available. The 11th month, Sabbath, right? It's going to be January 18th at even. So we know the sun goes down a little earlier now, around 6 o'clock, 5:45, right? We'll be having that at our choice location in Atlanta. And then off in February, we got the 12th month, February 16th. Then we got the Feast of the Destruction of Nicanor. And then we got the Feast of Purim, which lasts 2 days. And then we're going to be approaching, obviously, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, right? The Feast of Sweet Bread, as some of the scriptures call it, Passover, commonly known, April 1st through the 7th, right? So make sure you're getting all your ducks in a row, right, for that feast we'll be having, right? We'll be getting the colors and different things we'll be doing as far as events here to y'all soon, right? But you should be RSVPing already, right? As we do every year, when you RSVP, it's Passover in all caps. You're going to put Passover in all caps, 2026 AD. That's what I want your subject to say. Passover, all caps, either 26 AD or 2026 AD. So we know what this message is for, and it can't get lost. All right. Any other announcements? Don't forget, Nakim.
Wow.
Let me put this up too. Make sure you're tapping into the Patreon lineup as well. Captain's Corner's feast days, behind the scene resources, exclusive camp debates, tribal fitness. Man, we got a lot going on in these Patreon videos. Brothers putting a lot of effort into it. Our sisters, shout out to my POR. They put a lot of effort into this thing, man. Making videos for the sisters. I'm actually gonna have a conversation with them. I want to gear these videos away. Not geared away, but talk to my sisters about some things I think they should talk about that our community needs as far as the women being built up in this thing. As I say, heels on the ground. The brothers got their boots on the ground. Well, the POR got their heels on the ground, man. They try to do the work as best as they can, right? Also, if you want to join an organization as a brother and do the work in your city and be taught the Bible, sola scriptura, right? Send an email to sotisraelites@gmail.com. And you can be a part of the beautiful organization that the Most High has blessed us with, in the brotherhood, camaraderie that the Most High has given us through the scriptures, right? So if you want to join the camp, send an email, sotisraelites@gmail.com. Also, make sure you're tapping into all the classes. We got Truth Peace, the Watchtower channel, SOT Watchtower. Shout out to them brothers Kaya, Shalama, right? Abaya be on there. Nasim be on everything. Quab's all he be on everything. I'm gonna revoke that. You gotta free some of that up. But the brother doing good work. Also, C4N. Shout out to C4N with Adawan Maya Kaya, the brother Yatham, the Captain Duroc be on there. Captain Warrior Micah Allah be on there. Captain Yazabad is on there. Shout out to those brothers. Make sure you tapping in the C4N with Captain Micaiah. And then also, obviously, the Friday class with the General. Y'all all make sure you tapping into the Friday classes. The lessons have been just getting more and more about nation building, and how we should conduct. See, we understand. Y'all want the deep breakdown. We understand this. But as the general has stated, you must also master brotherhood. There's no reason if you have a doctor or a herbalist in your organization, in your camp, I don't call your camp. We ain't asking you to roll out the red carpet. But you know what? I'm not even going to take it. I'm not even going to get into that, man. We got another topic to go into, right? But make sure you tap into the Friday class with the general. And then after hours, late night with Captain Shalimar, did a beautiful lesson last night. Make sure you tapping into that SOT Bay area, right? Make sure you tapping into all the different YouTube channels, right? Fort Myers, Atlanta, Alabama, Bay Area, DC, with Captain Nakawasha and Captain Araya, right? And many more to come, right? So if you want to do the work, send an email, sotisraelites@gmail.com. I heard a brother say Salaki.
Kind of the one we want to mention also SOT Watchtower, True Tuesday class with Captain Kaya and also Captain Shalimar as well.
Come. I thought I said that. I might have missed it out there. I might have missed them, but I'll pray. Let's get into this thing, right? Let's dive into this lesson. Let me pull the thumbnail down so you can see what we got going on. All right, all praise. Shalom, everybody. Welcome to another Bar4Bar Sabbath class, right? So we're going to dive into this lesson, right? Money, power, and greed. As everyone should be aware already, we have seen that the United States has bombed Venezuela, right? And captured their president and his wife, right? If you haven't seen it already or heard, you'll hear it now first on the Bar4Bar. America has now bombed Venezuela and captured his wife, right? And as you know, the topic of discussion or the reason why is because Venezuela, through its oil companies, is also dealing narcotics, right? That's the excuse. Venezuela, through its oil companies, is now dealing narcotics, and this is a drug capital for some of the narcotics that's coming into America and across the world. Now, am I saying Venezuela is not doing it? Who knows? But obviously, America has to be save the world. We're going to stop drugs. When you planted drugs in the 80s, the crack era, you didn't stop that. We have a opioid epidemic here. That's not really being stopped. But you're going to go to another country and make sure that they stop doing what they're doing. The hypocrisy. Somebody got back. Like a plane is coming. The hypocrisy of this nation. To go and fight a war or start a war, basically, when you have been doing the same thing to your own fellow Americans here. Right? Let's start with Revelation 17. I'm going to go first scripture.
17. What do you want?
At the top. Yaakov said America selling more dope than anybody. That's their whole pharmaceutical industry. They'll give you mass amounts of, all the narcotics and opioids that you want.
Yep. Them attacking Venezuela ain't destroying the drug trade. It's taking out the competition.
Mm-hmm. It takes out the competition, but we know the true the true reason around this. Oil equals money, baby.
That's right. That's right.
When you hear money, when they hear money, they see dollar signs. When they hear oil, they see dollar signs. And we're going to show you the length that they're willing to take it. Why do you think what was doing in Afghanistan, and what we doing over there?
Yep.
For my brothers that's been, and my captain, the other one that's been in there, in the forces, right, with America. What were we doing in Afghanistan? Was it really because Bin Laden was such a bad guy?
Oil and opium.
Or do we need some from Aharon? Did we want to take some from him and he wasn't willing to give?
Oil and opium, that's it. And I mean, and that's part of the reasons why they really want Venezuela, because then they can tap not only the resources in the Americas, but then also partner up and tap it in the U.S. because it's a lot here, but it's almost not worth putting the resources behind it unless you can really yield a lot, which Venezuela allows them to do. And then doesn't force them to keep getting punked by the quote-unquote Middle Eastern countries, you know?
Hey, they still out there looking for, huh? I don't want to say we still out there looking for weapons of mass destruction.
Them insurgents.
You ain't looking for no weapons of mass destruction.
All right.
We're looking for them dollar signs. All right.
So
look what Nayal stated. He says Venezuela is second in the world concerning oil.
Slovakia.
He says Slovakia is the first.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. More than Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
You say more than what?
More than Saudi Arabia. They make over 300 million barrels. They can produce up to 300 billion. Slovakia, 300 billion barrels of oil.
So
the reason why that's a problem too is because Venezuela is a communist country and they allies with the BRICS, you know, that Russia, China, and all of the people who are trying to oppose NATO and the U.S. dollar. And I mean, if we're just looking at kind of land mass, Venezuela is huge. Okay, it is huge. It is a good portion. I don't know if you could look. This is South America. Venezuela is almost like this whole portion here. You know, it's huge, and so I mean, it has huge implications for the people who, or so like what regime has control over that. And like you said, major ports. I mean, if we're looking just as a strategic location, it's great. That's because it's it's close to Puerto Rico too, and Puerto Rico and that region, as far as the West, that is the most strategic position to have a military front and or a hub, right? Which is why you see such a high military presence, or why America made it a point to acquire Puerto Rico, right? And for those that know, you could take a quick little plane to Vieques Island, which is still Puerto Rico, and you a couple of hours on a boat away from Venezuela. So that's how stuff be happening through there, right through that region. And that's why it was prime for the other nations to try to take it on. But yeah, we're going to get into a lot of this. Did you want Revelation?
Yeah, kind of get that, and somebody get Obadiah.
Kind of want. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, and verse number 1.
Bring it up.
And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Right. So John the Revelator is getting this beautiful vision of the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Now, we're not going to get too much in detail in this, but we understand that the judgment of Babylon the Great has to come for what they have done. All they have been is a terror to this place. And when you read Obadiah, it says they must end. Right? Jump to verse 15 now.
Revelation 17:15. And he said unto me, The waters which thou sawest, or where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
Isn't that America? It says in verse 1, it says, the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. So the great whore rules over many peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues.
Yes.
This is that great. This what other nation moves like this? Who has the embassy in almost every country, or close enough to every country, so it's able to touch every place? Which language is almost the language franca of every. That's the when I go to other countries, they say when you ask them the language of money, they say American. That's the language of the dollar. When you come with that American dollar, with that George Washington on the front, and the eagle, and the pyramids on the back, other nations love that because they see America as the greatest nation, one of. And how does it do it? By conquering, dominating, and controlling these places. And controlling these people. But watch what the scripture says. Read on out.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
But there's coming a time. The time is coming where the nation, especially the 10 horns, will turn its back on Babylon the Great. It can't be the enforcer forever. It can't be the great bully forever. And as we can see, a lot of the allies, even Canada, is not scared anymore. They do not have the same force of fear that it once had.
Yep.
So even their certain allies will come against it. And as Aharon mentioned, we're going to read in an article, Venezuela is with the BRICS. Their greatest ally is Russia. Second to China. Brazil is right there. Okay. Cuba. Now you started thinking about, well, what was Russia doing in Cuba? Didn't they see military ships and all these different things with concerning Russia? Getting closer.
Only 90 miles from Miami.
Say it again,
It's only 90 miles from Miami.
Getting closer and closer because this must be fulfilled. Read on, Ak.
Okay, still, all right, I will start at 16 again. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
This says that's what's coming to this place is a total destruction. Make her desolate and discover her skirt. Mm-hmm. Lift up her skirt and show the shame of this whore, because that's what the scriptures call it, of the shameless woman. And shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That's the fate of this place for how it carries and has been carrying itself. And not so much for what it's doing to the other nations, but what they've done to the, how do I want to put it? The prized possession of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, the Israelites. What they have done to us. Let's go to Obadiah real quick. Then we're going to jump into some videos.
Slocky, I'm there.
Let me get there real quick with you. Let's start at 3.
Law. This is the book of Obadiah, starting in verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation.
The pride of Esau has deceived them. We're going to read about what Donald Trump said, right? And then we're going to get a message from the Venezuelan president on even what he was trying to negotiate and how their pride didn't. Nah, ain't no negotiation. Keep going, on.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high,
mm-hmm.
that thou sayest, Salakia, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
And that's how they feel. Especially the governments that's up now and the president that we have, they feel like that. Who shall bring us down? He has been a tyrant since he sat in that seat. And he'll continue to be one. Read on.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou see thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh.
But that day must come. Read.
If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
But Esau hasn't had enough. They took it from America. The entire 50 states. They went on to Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico. They took Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, California, Nevada, that entire West region from the Aztecs in Mexico. They haven't had enough. And now they're bombing Venezuela for their oil.
And Salakia.
Go ahead.
And if you even look at from their introduction into this country, the Spanish, they were using, it was called like recuermiento and the doctrine of discovery. Same thing with the English, which basically says that God gave them the right to conquer this land. So they feel like they are actually ordained by the Lord to come take the people and plunder everything that has to do with it forever. That it is their God-given right. So of course they're not going to stop. That is part of what's fueling their pride. You know what I mean? So when you realize that this is all spiritual and you see a prophecy being fulfilled, you understand that it has to go like this. Go ahead.
That's right. Excellent point. Even I think you brought up, but I read it in the book too, how they say they do it in the name of the Holy Trinity.
Oh yeah. That's because the whole thing was like the Spanish Inquisition. The Spanish Inquisition, because they felt like I said, it was their job to spread Christianity. Because what Scripture said, what? I shall be preached to the four corners of the earth. So they said, hey, it is my right to do this. And we still see it today. That's why, I mean, you think you could play around, you know how America, you kind of got a little bit of free speech of what you can kind of say a little bit about the religious factions that rule us. Go out there and try to do that. That Catholicism and Trinitarianism is heavy in South America. It's either that or the damn devil worship.
Excellent point. So let's get into our first video. Like my other one, Mike Kai said, show me some love in the chat. Fair use. Right, it's just our thoughts and educational information on this info, right? So we're gonna go to CNN for the report. I think they just did this a couple hours ago. All right. Let's go to CNN 4 hours ago for the report.
This is CNN Breaking News. Welcome to CNN. I'm Victor Blackwell in Atlanta. The breaking news this morning, President Trump says the U.S. carried out large-scale strikes on Venezuela overnight. He says its president, Nicolas Maduro, and his wife, Celia Flores, have been captured and flown out of the country. Attorney General Pam Bondi says both of them have been indicted, and in a social media post says that they will, quote, soon face the full wrath of American justice.
What does that mean? And where is the proof? Where is the drugs that you found in his house that he might have had stored up? Where is all the drug money that you might have possessed from him? Because right now it just looks like a whole bunch of allegations. But it said him and his wife will get the full. Let's play it back.
Social media post says that they will.
They post this on social. This is crazy, like the era of social media. They post that on social media. Just on, what is this? Twitter, X.
Quote, soon face the full wrath of American justice. The Venezuelan vice president says that she has no idea where Maduro and the first lady are.
Faced with this brutal situation and this brutal attack, we do not know the whereabouts of President Nicolas Maduro and First Lady Celia Flores. We demand immediate proof of life from the government of President Donald Trump, proof of life for President Maduro and the First Lady.
President Trump says that he'll address the nation on the strikes from Mar-a-Lago later this morning. Right now, it's quiet in the capital of Caracas just hours after the strikes, but earlier, explosions rocked Venezuela, knocked out power, and sent people running outside.
What does the scripture say, man, about that when you take the hedge? Can we get, what is that in Iraq? Obviously, this is a little different, but it's the same kind of thought process. I think that is.
What does it say?
When you take the hedge away. Or somebody also. Go ahead.
Like one, but where there's no hedge, the people are spoiled.
Yes.
Carter, the one I know what that's at.
Bring that out. Because that's what they have done. Now they got a woman in charge. They got a woman in charge, the vice president, and watch how they start demanding from her. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if she ain't already working with America.
That's right. That's right.
You wouldn't be surprised if she's not already working with America. So now she can be on top and be the puppet there, right? As her family gets richer and richer and richer. This posted that precept, all praise. Bring it out.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 36 and verse number 25. Where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled.
Where there is no hedge, they done took the president and his wife and then stated on a social media outlet post, they're going to get the full wrath of America. Their vice president sounds scared and did no demands. Think about the act of war this is. Instead of saying America will fight back and we'll do this and we'll do that to you, what did she say? We're just demanding you tell us where they are.
The proof of life.
Woman, who are you? Let's go back. She actually kind of sounds scared, if not playing around. Listen, what is she gonna do?
Lady R.
Faced with this brutal situation and this brutal attack, we do not know the whereabouts of President Nicolas Maduro and First Lady Celia Flores. We demand immediate proof of life from the government of President Donald Trump, proof of life for President Maduro and the First Lady.
President Trump.
Or what? Or what, though?
Bro. If that had been America, they would have already started the draft.
Come on, man. Imagine if they would have took Trump out and his wife. Imagine. There would have been a nuclear bomb planted somewhere. It ain't no talking. It would have been bombs already going off. It wouldn't have been no public conversation. Mm-hmm. All right, read that scripture again, huh?
Carter the one. This is Sirach 36 and verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
Where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled.
Right? Where there is no hedge, the possession, and that's what they done took the president, the first lady, and the possession of the oil is in a place where it's definitely going to be spoiled. If that's what they're there for. Unless Russia plays a role or China plays a role. They could be all in cahoots. You never know. Like, they could be all in cahoots. Man, get this little country, don't run nothing. Go ahead, Art.
As I want to mention the nations in BRICS, which is what's interesting is that Venezuela's, their infrastructure around their power plants where they produce this oil are failing. The pipelines are starting to leak. They're having power outages, and they've reached out to China to help them get some resources because their oil, Venezuela's oil is very thick, so they need other oil to help process it from the ground, and they don't have the resources to do that. So they reached out to China. Russia's been sending them military airplanes and military resources for years. So it's interesting the nations that are allied with Venezuela and their relationship with America. So it's definitely not a coincidence at all. It's not.
Of course. Let's keep going.
Trump says that he'll address the nation on the strikes from Mar-a-Lago later this morning. Right now, it's quiet in the capital of Caracas, just hours after the strikes. But earlier, explosions rocked Venezuela, knocked out power, and sent people running outside. And this strike was at La Carlota Air Base in Caracas. CNN's Nick Payton-Walsh joins me now from London. Nick, we just heard from Issa Suarez speaking with some of her sources in country about the fear of what could come next because so many questions are unanswered.
Yeah, I mean, let's go through what we know has happened so far. Since about 1 a.m. local time, and the series of explosions rocked Caracas and other parts of Venezuela. Multiple helicopters seen in the air, and then clearly a U.S. Special Forces operation that removed Nicolas Maduro and his wife from what should have been their heavily fortified and secured premises in the capital. There.
How did they just get removed?
Exactly.
This is the president you're talking about.
Exactly.
Like another country, it's crazy.
I was just talking to my grandmother, right? She works, well, I won't get into all that, but Trump lives in where I'm from, West Palm, right? And in that area, she says if he's in Mar-a-Lago, where he lives, to get there, they'll stop you miles and blocks away. They make you get out the car. They look in your car. They tell you to pop the trunk, pop the hood, pop your gas opener, gas tank, search around your tires, have a dog walk around, and then you get in your car and go about your way. That is the only way you can get anywhere near where he is, driving. Then she tells me if he's coming in your direction, everything must turn around. You must turn around and go all the way behind him. No one can get near him.
Hey.
So how does they get this close to this dude without inside help?
That's right.
They done tapped his entire system.
You know what this reminds me of? In one of the books I had sent you, I had sent earlier. I'm gonna show you which one, but they talked about it. So what Cortez did, which is similar to what they're doing now, they went into to Tenochtitlan, and which is where Montezuma was, the rich place in Mexico. And one of the first things they did there, they was like, "Yo, okay, well, this is great. I see y'all got gold. Bring your leader." And one of his representatives was kind of like, "Bro, you just got here. You already asking to meet our leader. Why do you need to meet him so bad?" And Cortez was like, "Well, we represent a great king too. And I mean, I know you guys got formalities and structures, but we need to talk leader to leader." And kind of forced his way to be in front of Montezuma, was showing, because they don't respect anyone else or anything else. Your kings of your nation, to them, are peasants. And the same way he was able to go to him, appeal to him, and actually force him to sign up or to get all his riches, we're seeing the same thing that they're doing now in Venezuela. There's no respect for this king. There's no respect for his authority. There's no respect for the government or democracy that has been set in place to even get him to this place. You know, it's the same script that they've been running all over.
Straight up.
Same thing, COINTELPRO. You get leaders in your organizations and you get your strong man. This is no different than trying to buck break.
Yep. And then putting that statement out to put fear into the society.
Hard to understate quite what a move this is geopolitically by the Trump White House to remove the sitting president of a country which it considers.
That is bold. That is bold, to remove a president and his wife from their said home and take them and no one knows where they are. That is an act of war. That's a bold move. That's a very bold move. But what do we say? What does it say? His pride. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, man.
To be a regional irritant. Startling, successful, certainly, daring, certainly as well, and also efficient, frankly, given what it seems the brevity, comparatively, of this operation and the impact that it is having. The Attorney General, Pam Bondi, hinting that the indictments in the Southern District of New York court will be the ones that Maduro faced. He had a $50 million bounty on his head, seeking information that could lead towards his capture. And it may well be that the delay we're seeing since Trump's tweet in the early hours of this morning, his 74-word social media post that removed the extraordinary mystery, frankly, or the unresponsibility of exactly what was happening in the skies of Caracas, very quickly to explain that, as many suspected, it was the US military behind this. It now appears that potentially the delay may be about transferring Maduro inside.
So now look at this. This is apparently why. And he's gonna make an announcement today. What is it? It's already past 11. Someone look up and see if he's making an announcement now. We're gonna play that live.
Yeah, somebody said in the comments that he just finished a press conference.
Okay, we gotta find a short clip on that. Somebody in the back, find a clip of the details of that. Let's play that. We gotta play that live. We're gonna report on this live.
American soil for when President Trump addresses the nation about this move, extraordinary as it is. But I think once perhaps for Trump allies, the exhilaration of removing Maduro, who has been an authoritarian dictator behind violence against protesters and opponents.
Now that's America's way. You have to paint him as evil. Show the violence, show it. Show the terror. Show that stuff that he's allegedly done. I'm not saying he hasn't done it, but they'll say these things, and then you get the white nationalists, they're repeating that, and they have never seen him do such a thing. Because watch this. I want to show y'all this. This is what he said let me see when this was. I think it was last month, actually, when they took one of the Venezuelan ships. Right, let's switch gears for a second.
Maduro seems to be extending an olive branch to President Trump, proposing serious talks on combating drug trafficking and allowing U.S. companies to access Venezuelan oil. Here's what he said.
So that's him right there. That's Maduro.
We must start to speak seriously with the facts in hand. The U.S. government knows that because we have said it a lot to their interlocutors, that if they want to speak seriously about an agreement to battle drug trafficking, we are ready to do that.
Well, he said he's ready to fight against the drug trafficking. So how is he the drug trafficker? If he could be, people lie. I'm not picking a side. I'm just trying to look at this. We know the way of America. Right? Let's keep going.
If they want Venezuela's oil, Venezuela is ready to accept U.S. investments like those of Chevron, when, where, and how they want to make them.
Meantime, a U.S. official tells CNN that Venezuelan security forces have detained at least 5 Americans in recent months. The Trump administration believes Maduro is using this as leverage against Washington as the U.S. ramps up its pressure campaign against the Venezuelan leader.
There you go, right there, right? So we could see already, right, what's going on. It's ramping up over there. I think some brothers are sending me some stuff in the back. We're going to play some of that. Hold on. I got one more, though. So I want to get into kind of why it started, right? Why a lot of this. Somebody say something real quick. Got to add.
Hey, real quick. Let me show why it matters. Here, Deuteronomy 33. Why are we even talking about Venezuela in the first place, right?
Discover your Buick at Dixie Buick GMC.
Start at verse 1 real quick.
Bring it out.
Spoiler alert, we believe that these are Israelites. The Black, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites, right? And this is one of the proof texts that we use to show kind of who, from an approximation standpoint, who who belongs to which tribe, right? This is one of the chapters we use, right? Go ahead.
Conrad, it's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, starting at verse 1.
Yeah.
And this is the blessing wherewith Moses, the man of God, blessed the children of Israel before his death.
Yeah.
And he said, Yahweh came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000s of saints.
All right, read verse 4, and then we're gonna jump to verse number 24.
Verse 4. Moses commanded us a law, even the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob.
Right. So we see that right before his death, he started talking about some of the blessings or some of the things that were eventually going to happen to the children of Israel. Keynote inheritance, meaning later. This is something that's happening later, not right now, today. Right. So he talks about each different tribe and some of the things that are going to be coming to that tribe that you can kind of use as an identifier for the people group of that specific tribe. Go to verse number 24.
Verse 24. And of Asher he said, let Asher be blessed with children.
Yeah.
Let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil.
And let him dip his foot in oil. Right. Now, if you look at a chart, or what's called quote unquote the 12 tribes chart, that you'll see the people of Asher in that particular region, right? One of the reasons being it is prophesied that in where he is, he's going to have his foot dipped in oil. Now, if you can look in the Hebrew, it is semen, which is actual oil. It's used to describe the anointing oil. It can also mean riches. So one can say, oh, that's figurative. Okay. But no, it's actually talking about actual liquid oil. Right. And this is pretty close that, hey, these people over here, they're sitting in an abundance of oil. Right. Keep going.
Verse 25. Thy shoes shall be iron and brass.
Mm-hmm.
And as thy days, so shall thy strength be.
Right. Okay. So you see, it's continued to describe what should befall this tribe. You can also look at something similar in Genesis 49. It's just talking about the last days, kind of like I said, what should befall each tribe. And so this is one of the things that we use to say, hey, this is for the tribe of Asher. This is why it matters to us, because this is more of Esau trying to take the resources and destroy the children of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now that you kind of understand, for those of you like, okay, well, what does this have to do with the Israelites or the truth whatsoever? So there you have it.
I'll pray this. Let's let me play this one. It gets tricky playing a lot of this stuff, right? Because they will strike the YouTube for some of the stuff that we showing. So we have to be careful. I did get the live feed. I do have it. I listened to a little bit while you was talking. It may be tough to play that.
We can't get the live feed. I don't want to say it right there. So we can get a copyright strike.
The strike for that, yeah. We get a strike.
Somebody's probably made a short of it already. If you just find a short, they be on that.
Yeah, we'll see. So as we continue to go, brothers, just stay on the lookout for that. But let's go to why a lot of this started and where it kind of was transpiring right here. All right. All right, so this is them seizing one of the ships actually in the Caribbean Sea. All right, so you can see they're carrying out a mission. This is one of the Venezuelan oil ships, and they say they seized the drugs and they completed this entire mission, and so they found drugs within within the ship where their oil was. So, but I'm not going to play the audio, but when you listen to it, it also says that this ship wasn't even one of the ships that can be sanctioned, right? So they broke another treaty.
Mm-hmm.
That ship that they were on that we just showed wasn't even a ship that was supposed to be sanctioned. It was just a different one rather, right? But a lot of this stuff you can't really. It gets tricky planning. It gets very tricky planning. So fair use, fair use. All right, it gets very tricky. I want to go into an article real quick before we switch gears. Right, before we switch gears. Let's do this one. Do a little reading. Let's start here. Can you see that in the cover shop?
Got another one.
All right, let's start with just the title.
It says, where U.S. and Venezuelan alliances lie as tensions escalate in the Caribbean.
Right.
United States President Donald Trump's declaration that the airspace over Venezuela should be considered closed is one of the latest salvos in the campaign to escalate pressure on the country's leader, Nicolas Maduro Moros.
So he wants to close the airspace. Come on.
The Trump administration has been amassing the largest contingent of U.S. military forces in the Caribbean and Central America in decades, after months of lethal airstrikes on Venezuelan after months of lethal airstrikes on vessels accused of shipping drugs north to the U.S.
All right, so let's look at that, right? What does that mean? Closing the airspace, right? Read that for me out.
Closing airspace means a country or authority bans aircraft from flying over a specific area, usually for safety, security, or military reasons, forcing flights to reroute, causing significant travel delays and disruptions, and can range from temporary restrictions, like for an air show, to full national closure, like during conflict or volcanic eruption.
So I guess Esau got control of the airspace too. Obviously, we know that, but it's crazy to think about that. Like, how are you gonna close my airspace?
Oh. Yeah, hey, Salakia, matter of fact, countries own I forgot the threshold, but it is actually contracted. The certain countries own airspace above like however many feet. That's real estate that countries buy and pay for. You know, so they get to do this. There's a whole system in place for them to be able to say, nope, that's a no-go zone over there.
Yep. Let's keep going. Let's read this.
Mr. Maduro has denounced the airspace closure declaration, labeling it a colonialist threat.
Definitely.
That marked the new extravagant, illegal, and unjustified aggression against the people of Venezuela. We're making a direct call to the international community, to the sovereign governments of the world, to the United Nations, and to the corresponding multilateral organizations to firmly reject this act of immoral aggression, a government statement said. On December 11th, Mr. Trump told reporters that the White House believed drug trafficking by sea have reduced by 92% due to its strikes, and that it's going to be starting on land pretty soon.
Well, he already basically warned them. Right, December 11th is the video we just showed when they were coming out of the helicopters. That was December 11th. He's saying 92% of drug trafficking has basically it's slowed down. How do you get the? Yeah, and you know he'd be making a percentage. How do you get that percent? 92%. How do you show this with proof? 2 or 3 witnesses. Let's keep going. Watch.
Hey, Salakia.
Go ahead.
It's crazy, you know, to hear some of the statements that Trump makes. You know, if you so-called fighting what Reagan started, the war on drugs, why not go after big time? You're promoting Venezuela as being one of the biggest countries of narcotics, but in actuality, the biggest country of narcotics is Colombia. But you won't go into Colombia pulling this. Why is that? Because there's another agenda that's backing your motives, and you're masking what you're doing under the auspice of fighting against drugs and the transportation of drugs into the United States. But in actuality, your alliance with Colombia is a legal one that allows Colombia to move drugs into the United States. But you won't push that to the American people, but you will push this to the American people. Brother, give me Sirach 10:9.
Check it out.
And it shows you the fabric of Trump's character, as well as the government in the United States. And you know, the Most High has a way of exposing all of what men's hearts and desires are, you know, through the scriptures. Read that when you got it.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, starting at verse 9. Why is earth in ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man.
So it's nothing more wicked than a man that's covetous. Why? Because that man will go to the extent to even deceive his own people. He don't even care about his own people.
Yeah.
But your greed, your lust for things that don't belong to you, it's shown, man. It's being brought out in every action and deed that you do. Covetousness, man, is crazy in the hearts of men. This is why nation turns against nation, because of covetous and envy, you know, towards their own brother. This is how Venezuela is falling. Because and it all comes full circle, man. The fact that men can't love their brother is why Venezuela is falling.
It's a heavy point out.
It's the same thing. It don't matter what nation you in. Where our people are, Deuteronomy 28:54 is affecting us.
Yeah.
It's affecting countries. You can have a president removed. We sent thousands of U.S. forces overseas to bring so-called Saddam Hussein to justice. And you telling me overnight, you can have a man and his wife removed from their own country. How can that happen and the country don't know about it? As the Adawan said, it's an inside job. Why? Because our eye is evil towards our brother. Keep reading that. And another brother, give me the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2.
What a great scripture right there.
Continuing in verse 9. For such an one setteth his own soul to sell.
Hey, such a one setteth his own. It's no extent to what a covetous man will go to for what we call unjust gain. It's no extent. The scripture that Quabzal just put up, man. Hey, it's ridiculous that a country will sell out their own president, one who's supposed to have the heart of the people or the backs of the people. You will sell them out for your own unjust gain, man. One that can be a puppet towards the United States. That's what's being put up. Keep reading.
Because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
So while he liveth, man, like we said, he has no extent to where he would go. Jump over to the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and start at verse number 6.
This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him,
Mm-hmm.
and a tainting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
And this is
How
what
long?
America is doing. They're trying to increase something that don't belong to them. Why? Because hey, our nation is covetous. Keep reading.
How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay,
Mm-hmm.
shall they not rise up suddenly, and that shall bite these, and awake,
Mm-hmm.
that they shall vex thee, and thou shalt be more booties unto them?
So what's gonna happen, man?
Because
The
thou
same
hast
ones,
spoiled many.
Salaki, I don't want. So what's happening is, or what's gonna happen is that these same nations are gonna rise up against the covetous one, and you're gonna become the prey. America is gonna become the prey. Why? Because the same things that you teach your nation, the same things that you teach the nations that follow you, it's going to be perpetrated amongst that same nation. A brother, stay right there in Habakkuk. Give me Sirach 10 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
Count of one.
Part of one. Yeah, the one.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, starting at verse 2. And the judge of the people is himself.
Mm-hmm.
So are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is.
So as you teach covetousness, as you teach treachery and treason, what does that do? It puts the same attitude, the same heart in the people that are following you. So as their wicked heart continues to feed on covetous, feed on envy and greed, the same action is going to be pointed back towards you. This is how nations, this is how Rome fell. Rome fell from within through the power of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, man.
That's right.
Because of their own greed, their own lust for power. This is how nations fall. Because you have taught this over and over and over to your people. So the same way the judge is the same way the people are going to be. You rape, rob, and murder. You do it even to your own people. You oppress the poor. Hey, eventually, them same people are going to rise up against you.
That's right.
Go back to Habakkuk and keep reading.
Come on. This was Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
You see? You see how the Most High has a way of just bringing everything back around circle. Everything has a way of showing the beginning and the downfall and the renewing again.
Mm-hmm.
So as you continue to push your covetous mindset, your envious mindset, your greed mindset, and you oppress God's people, and guess what? Most High got a remnant that's going to turn against you. And this is what's going to happen to America, man.
Yeah, that's coming up.
It definitely is coming. Keep reading that one.
Okay. All the remnants of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, of the cities, of all that dwell therein.
So what's happening? The removal of Venezuela's president. Does there need to be airstrikes committed against that nation? Does bloodshed need to further be exacerbated amongst that nation? You already removed the president who you said was the root cause, who was the leader of this. You continue to bomb them? Don't worry. It's coming back around.
That's right.
The Most High has already spoken it, man. Keep reading.
Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high.
Same thing that's read in the book of Obadiah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing, man. Finish that out, Adawan.
That he may be delivered from the power of evil.
Man, and this is showing you what's being played out right here in Venezuela, man.
That's right. Hey, let's keep going in this article real quick. Now, it's another it's another article that I don't want my Kai sent me in the back. We must read this one.
Another one.
Let's finish this one out a little bit. Excellent precepts, man. I hope brothers writing this stuff down, man. See my scribes in here. Make sure y'all taking notes, right? This is what Yahweh Shah prophesied about, the rumors of war, nation against nation.
Yep.
Like we see it every few months. We see it start to bubble, right? We see the pot is hot. It's already steaming, but every couple few months you get a bubble. It's boiling, and we just waiting for it to bubble over. It boil over, right? It's an excellent precept too. Abaya. Let's read this real quick.
Venezuela's global allies. Since the turn of the century and an election of former socialist President Hugo Chavez, Venezuela has expanded diplomatic ties across the world while distancing itself from the U.S.
That's the problem. Read.
Venezuela's global alliance are with Russia, China, China, Iran, and Turkey.
That's right.
Which are all countries of Mr. Maduro or representatives of his government have met or spoken with in recent months.
Let's just get a little bit of this.
Kind of one. Russia continues to be Venezuela's most significant supporter. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov announced last month that Moscow was in close contact with Venezuela and was monitoring the situation in the Caribbean.
Let's go to China. Let me see.
Read this exact article.
When Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi met with Venezuelan counterpart Ivan Gil in Beijing in May, Mr. Yi described the two countries' relationship as good friends with mutual trust and good partners for common development.
So you see what's happening. And let's read this. Let's read this one.
China is ready to work with Venezuela to strengthen unity and cooperation, advocate and practice multilateralism, safeguard their own legitimate rights and interests, defend the common interests of developing countries, and promote mutually beneficial cooperation between China and Latin America, Mr. Yi said in a statement in May.
So you see him sitting down with all these individuals. Look at this. Read this one.
China is ready to work with Venezuela and other Latin American countries who oppose hegemonic and bullying practices and uphold international justice, Mr. Yi said.
So we see what's happening right now. Will they stand on it? We'll see. But let's go to Donald J. Trump for the report of what he actually said and what he had to say. All right. So I don't want my Kaya send me this in the back. Y'all got to check this out.
Trump says we are going to run the country now after removing Venezuela's president.
Now, this was 1 hour ago, family. 1 hour ago. Let's do it.
President Trump said the U.S. will run Venezuela until a proper transition can take place, as he defended Saturday's military strikes that resulted in the capture of President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. We're there now, but we're going to stay until such a time as the proper transition can take place, Trump told reporters from Mar-a-Lago. So we're going to stay until such a time as we're going to run it, essentially, until such a time as proper transition can take place.
Imagine when we see the day, if their foreign allies don't help, we could see the day where Venezuela has an American flag.
Yep.
How he's speaking, right? Let's keep going.
Trump's remarks cap a dramatic few hours that began with reports of explosions in Venezuelan capital, Caracas, the scale of which became apparent only when President said Maduro and his wife had been captured. Trump later told Fox and Friends that Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, were being brought by boat to New York where they stand trial.
Hold on. I'm not gonna make this big, but y'all see it. I'm not gonna make it big while I zoom in, like specifically click the link, but y'all see it. All right, y'all see that? They got him captured. They say they already taken him to New York. I wanted that. This is not a like this is it's happening. Well, he'll be tried for what though? Let's see what Trump has to say. Here, let's bring out the facts now. Let's see what he says.
He said U.S. oil companies would head to Venezuela to operate their oil reserves.
So this guy is a drug dealer.
That's right.
And we're going to take him out of his country. But to make sure his oil reserve works and runs efficiently, we'll go over there. We'll hold that down. We got you. We got you. Go ahead.
And the military is set to attack again if necessary to secure the effort. We're going to have our very large United States oil companies.
Keep prophesying about it.
Yep.
He's speaking bold. Give me Micah 2:2.
That's right, man.
God one. It's the book of Micah, chapter 2, starting in verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence.
Do what? They do what?
They covet fields and take them by violence.
They covet fields and take them by violence. We'll strike again. We will strike again. Let me read. Is more on that? Read.
And houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Did he not just oppress that man and his house? And his heritage? Because they probably going, if he has children, going for them next. That's a possibility. Give me Ecclesiastes 5 and 10.
Counter to one. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5 and verse 10. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver.
They ain't satisfied.
Yep.
They will never be satisfied. They want the entire planet. Read.
Salakia. Nor he that loveth abundance with increase.
Come on.
This also is vanity. When goods increase.
Go ahead. When goods increase, what?
They are increased that eat them. And what good is there to the owners thereof, saving the beholding of them with their eyes?
Yeah, and what we're really waiting for is to behold the destruction of this place with our eyes. Because there's no way they can get away with this. This is kidnapping. If anyone died in that murder, this is what this is.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
In that article, they made a point to state that no American lives were lost. They didn't say any other casualties. They made a point to say that though. No American soldiers died.
Good point. Let's keep reading on this. This is a crazy statement. This is quoted. This is not. We think he said he might have. No, this is a quote. We're going to have our very large United States oil companies.
Hey, Salaki. Hey, somebody gets Ecclesiastes 7 and 7.
Counter to one. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
And this is how you can say no American lives were lost. Because it's let you know that all we got to do is offer somebody a little bit of money and they'll turn the back and allow whatever needs to happen and nobody say nothing.
Hey, to even add on to your point out, if this actually happened and it's successful, the gas prices might go down. And now we've turned an entire blind eye to everything that happened in Venezuela. We don't care about that no more.
Yeah, you don't care about your own brothers. You don't care about the oppression of your brothers because you cheering for the gas price. Hey, that's crazy, man. It's crazy. You got a vice president as a woman who says we don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared. Come on.
And then they put the picture online.
Come on, man. Hey, a gift destroyeth the heart, man. And that's why a covetous man is hated. He's hated. It don't matter whether it's a covetous man or a covetous woman. You're gonna be hated. And the U.S. has already got who they want to be president. That's going to continue to line their pockets and push their agenda. That's right. This is why a lot of African countries are removing the so-called white man from their nation.
They bucking up
because these type of things continue to happen.
Yep.
Because of covetous men, man.
We might have to tap into Nigeria next week, man. Get into that story. All right, let's keep going.
We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country. And we are ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so, he said.
Let's keep going.
Trump said there were some U.S. injuries sustained during the operation to remove Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro from power, but no fatalities. This is something that I don't know, is amazing, and to have a few injuries but no death on our side was really amazing. Trump told Fox and Friends ahead of his Mar-a-Lago address. Trump told Fox that he watched the extremely complex operation unfold like I was watching a television show.
Because you know they recorded this, right?
Yep.
Let this leak. Let this leak. Go ahead.
Trump defended the operation, telling the network, you know what? We did a great job with stopping drugs from coming into this country.
It ain't about no drugs, man. Go ahead.
Nobody's been able to do it until we came along. But they should say, great job.
This is crazy, man. Give me watch this. Give me Ezekiel 33 and 31.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse number 31. And it reads, and they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people. And they hear thy words, but they will not do them.
Why?
For with their mouth they show much love,
but
their heart goeth after their covetousness.
With his mouth, he's showing much love. Good job. We did a great job. Do you see the purpose of this thing? It's for the money. We're going to go in and fix their broken infrastructure. And then Bo talking crap too. We'll strike again. Keep playing. Let's keep going. Let's keep reading.
Hey, this next statement is wow.
Bring it out.
They could say, oh, gee, maybe it's not constitutional. Hey, that is insane, man. You know what you're doing is not constitutional. but we doing it for the greater good.
Terrorism.
You know, the same old stuff that we've been hearing for years and years and years.
Bold.
That's wild, man.
She's showing you. I don't give a dang if it's constitutional or not. We're gonna do what we want. We've always done what we wanted. Do something about it. Sins have reached the heavens, man. Let's keep going. We're gonna read all of this. This is the last couple paragraphs.
Count that one.
Oh, wait.
There's not going to be
about China. Let's read this one first.
Okay, Connor. He was asked by Fox about China's concern about control of the oil and responded that he has a good relationship with Chinese President Xi Jinping.
We'll see.
There's not going to be a problem, and they're going to get oil. We're going to allow people to have oil, but we can't take a chance after having done this incredible thing last night of letting somebody else take over, where we have to do it again, he said. Trump did not outline clear next steps for regime change, but noted Venezuela does have a sitting vice president and sent a warning to anyone who might continue supporting Maduro. Well, if they stay loyal, the future is really bad and really bad for them. If they convert, there's a conversion factor. I would say most of them have converted. He's had very little loyalty, he said.
That's how you know is they probably in there. Take whatever you want. Just give us some money, man. We'll shut up about this, man.
Yep.
Hey, Salakia.
Go ahead,
We seeing these same reoccurring themes, man, with Esau. The classic Psalm 55 and 20.
Yeah, bring that up. Words.
Yep. And Eli, you on something? Because I was gonna say the next one we could do is First Maccabees 1 and 41 and 42.
Yeah, bring it up.
Carter 1. It's the book of Psalm chapter 55 and verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant.
Now, last I checked, now everybody is kind of dipped their foot in the drug trade a little bit, especially in that region where a lot of the stuff grows, right? But last I checked, Venezuela as a country did not do any military action or is not taking any severe hostile action against the United States, right? Damn sure ain't going to try to capture any of the governments, but we see they have gone and done so, right? So he put forth his hands with those that be at peace with him and have broken his covenant. Now we know that all the laws and all that stuff that was confirmed happened with the hand of Esau in the first place. After they destroyed the people, they divvied up the land amongst themselves and they allowed certain people to run it. That's a covenant. That I have my government, I have my laws that you're supposed to respect me, my authority, etc., etc. He's completely stomping on all of that. Right? Keep going.
Carter 1. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
But what?
But war was in his heart.
And we see that's happening right now. He's saying, oh, we're going to turn this place around. It's going to be great, etc., etc. We're going to make so much money, but it's really his war in his heart. Think about how it started. He literally captured some people. This is through war, and we're ready to do it again. He's daring you to try to stop him. But it's ultimately war in his heart, right? Keep going.
Carter 1. His words were softer than oil, but yet were they drawn swords.
But see, that's what's happening. His words, they real soft, they real soft, and they make you think, oh man, we're looking towards the future. We're trying to get a better Venezuela, etc. But no, it's his heart is wicked, right? And give me give me real quick, Nassim, Job 24:2.
Look
right?
it up.
Because he said one of the things of how you notice is war. He said, listen, we're going to be running that place very soon. We're about to take it over, right? Give me this in Job.
It's the book of Job, chapter 24 and verse 2. Some remove the landmarks. They violently take away flocks and feed thereof.
That's what he's doing right now. I'm telling you, he got his eye on their landmarks that they ready to violently take away and take all of their riches and their resources. You understand? And go to First Maccabees. And what is he saying to those that oppose it? Hey, listen, fight back if you want to, but we're on the winning side over here. And I dare that vice president to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that. First Maccabees 1:41 and 42.
Count of the one. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, starting in verse 41.
Yeah.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people,
mm-hmm.
and every one should leave his laws. Salakia. And everyone should leave his laws. We all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you see, that's the same thing that's happening right now. Hey, listen, forget them. Come with us. We're the winning side. We're going to get you billions of dollars, U.S., et cetera, et cetera. And if you don't, we're ready to strike again.
Yep.
I mean, it's so prideful. It's so prideful. Just like how the mighty brother was just bringing out, the Lord gonna have to deal with this place, right? And this is why the Lord said, man, okay, these last two.
Now bring it out, huh?
Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 31 and 32. Let's see what the Lord has to say about this place. We're gonna read Jeremiah chapter 50, 31 through 33.
Counter to one. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 31. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord God of hosts.
Mm-hmm.
But thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee.
Mm-hmm.
And the most proud shall stumble and fall.
You see that? The Lord says he's going to come visit you for your pride, right? And we're going to show where this place is. That's why I wanted verse number 33. We're going to show where this place is, right? Keep going.
Counter to one. And none shall raise him up.
Uh-huh.
And I will kindle a fire in his cities.
Yeah.
And it shall devour all around about him.
Where's the fire going to be kindled? Within the cities of Babylon. That's why the Lord has to do it that way, because through your pride, you're going to spread your wings so far. You're going to spread so far, but that's going to be actually part of your demise. We're going to see in the next chapter, right? Go ahead.
Verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
Mm-hmm.
And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
That's one of the reasons how you know that this is talking about future Babylon. The children of Israel and the children of Judah are oppressed together, which we know didn't happen in old school Babylon at this scale, right? So we know that this is talking about a future Babylon, when Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom, which we're teaching about right now, right? The Lord says, through your pride, I'm about to get rid of you. Let's see how. Go to Jeremiah 51 and verse 14, right? Because as they continue to spread and spread and spread, let's see how the Lord is going to deal with them.
The counter to one. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 14.
13.
Verse 13. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, in the measure of thy covetousness.
Now we already read. That's how we started, showing that this right here is America or Babylon. We read that in Revelation 17, right? Now watch this.
Slucky, the Lord of hosts hath sworn by himself, saying,
He said, look, he sworn by himself. The Lord said, I put that on me. Go ahead.
Saying, surely I will fill thee with men, as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee.
If you ever look, what do caterpillars do? They go inside, they eat inside of a tree, they get deep inside and as a root, and they bury themselves until their time to manifest comes out. So we seen that the Lord says, all right, through your pride, okay, go ahead, spread, make all this stuff, go ahead, make this whole thing great again. Because that's the same way I'm gonna infiltrate you full of people that's gonna destroy you from the inside out. You understand? It's through that pride, man. So I can go on and on this. I'm here right there. But these people are crazy to be doing this.
He's proud as hell. Like, watch this. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, right? Chapter 2. But let's go to the GNT, Makawasha. And let's start at verse 6. So this is Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 6 in the GNT.
Con, I don't want. This is the Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, beginning at verse 6. The GNT. The wicked say, come on, then let's enjoy the good things of life.
Yeah.
And live in this world the way we did when we were young and free of care.
That's what they do. Read.
Let's drink the most expensive wines and use the finest perfumes.
That's what they like, right? Read.
Let's not miss a single flower of the springtime.
Come on.
Before the roses wither, let's pick them and wear them in our hair. Let's all join in and leave signs everywhere of our carefree revelry.
Come on.
Life owes us that much.
That's how they feel, that life owes them. What else will they do though?
We'll oppress the poor, even if they're righteous.
Come on.
We'll show no respect for the widows or old people.
They never have. Come on.
We'll call ourselves right if we are strong enough to get what we want.
Didn't he just say that? Even if they say it's non-constitutional, like they've always said. We'll say we're right. Read that part again, Art.
We'll call ourselves right if we're strong enough to get what we want.
Come on.
No one ever got anywhere by being weak.
Read.
Righteous people are nothing but a nuance. So let's look for chances to get rid of them.
Didn't they do that to us? Yep. Go ahead.
They are against what we do. They accuse us of breaking the laws of Moses and violating the traditions of our ancestors. They claim to know God, and they call themselves the Lord's children.
Read.
We can't stand the sight of people like that. What they are contradicts our whole way of thinking.
Read.
They are not like other people. They have strange ways. They think that our moral stands are so corrupt that everything we do should be avoided.
That's how they are. That is just how they are, man. Because this is nothing new. You understand, right? Fighting for oil and unaliving people for oil and having some stupid reason for it. It's nothing new. Let's show that. Let me show y'all. Let me get the proper name of this movie. Give me a second. Killers of the Moonflower. Put a 7 in the chat if you've seen this movie. Killers of the Moonflower. If you haven't, you need to watch it. This is that. If you want to watch what they're doing live, watch Killers of the Moonflower. Actually, the Killers of the Moonflower and what happened in Osage, right, is a big reason even why the FBI was started. Watch this. Let me show you. This is just a short.
This murder conspiracy is timeless. This murder conspiracy is timeless. During the early 1900s, oil was discovered in Osage County, and the Osage tribe members became some of the wealthiest people in the world. So obviously, a larger conspiracy targeting the wealthy Osage Indian tribe members with significant oil wealth was almost a given. The murders began.
Let me tell you something. They said these people were so wealthy. You got to watch that one, Judah D. They said these people were so wealthy that they even had Edomite servants. They had that much money. That they had Edomite servants.
Again in 1921, when members of the Osage tribe started to die under mysterious circumstances.
Did you hear what she said? They said the members of this tribe started to die from what? Watch.
21, when members of the Osage tribe started to die under mysterious
circumstances. What you had a lot of these Edomites doing was, yep, that's the movie right there, Killers of the Moonflower. What you had a lot of these Edomites doing, marrying into the tribes and killing the women.
Yep.
You had them, they had diabetes, but they were giving them a placebo injection of insulin. And they were trying to figure out why they weren't getting better, or they were poisoning them with what they said was insulin to help the diabetes, but they kept getting sicker and sicker and sicker until they were unalived. And then that man that married that woman would come in,
take it off,
and take the oil in the land that they have.
Yep.
They would try to insist that the men be drunkards. Right? Let's keep going.
Circumstances. Many victims were found shot or poisoned, and their deaths were often disguised as accidents or natural causes.
You watch the movie, it's so many, it was an accident. They don't know what happened when you watch the movie. Right?
Nevertheless, the body count continued to rise, causing fear and suspicion among the Osage community. Finally, the FBI investigation uncovered a network of individuals involved in the conspiracy, including corrupt law enforcement officials, lawyers, and even family members of.
And now looking at how Trump moved, why would the FBI get involved with this? Because what do they want to?
Yep.
They want the resources as well. Give it to the government.
The victims. As easily guessed, the motive behind the murders was primarily financial gain, as the conspirators wanted to inherit the victims' wealth and control their head rights. This
right. Let me give you another one. This one's crazy as well. Have y'all seen a movie about Sarah Rector? Put a 7 in the chat. Have you seen? I think it's a Netflix movie. I believe it's about a young girl, Sarah Rector. She was 11 years old. She was the richest young black girl of that time, and one of the first young black millionaires of her time. Put a 7 in the chat if you've seen this one. Sarah's Oil, that's the movie. The water says Sarah's Oil. Sis, watch when we now. If you've seen this, right? Watch when we hear what the facts say about this, according to these people, and how the movie portrayed it. The movie portrayed it as an Edomite savior came to help Sarah, as they do every movie. But when we watch this short, the movie was all made up. There was no Edomite savior. The Edomite was taken up. We're gonna watch it.
1913, oil gushed from worthless dirt, forced on Sarah Rector, an 11-year-old Greek freedman's daughter. Overnight, she was earning over $11,000 a month, equal to $360,000 today. America panicked. Oklahoma voided her deed. Kansas.
That was played in the movie too. They voided her deed, meaning they tried to take away the deed of her land, saying, "No, we don't care that you have a deed for this land. We're taking that. That's ours now." They tried that.
Appointed banker T.J. Porter as her guardian. He in turn stole $24.8 million.
So because she was so young and making so much money, she needed a guardian, specifically an Edomite guardian. Now the movie didn't necessarily, they did portray this slightly, but this dude was actually kind of the savior as well and kind of disappeared in the wind. He had women problem and he disappeared in the wind. Right?
Fact 1. The Worthless Land Trap, 1907. The Dawes Act forced Creek freedmen into the least fertile Oklahoma plots. Sarah's 160 acres were valued at $556, equal to $17,300 today. That was until 1911 oil strikes produced over 2,500 barrels per day, generating over $11,000 a month, equaling hundreds of thousands of dollars today. Fact 2. The Guardian Theft Scheme, 1913 to 1920. Guardian T.J. Porter stole $24.8 million at today's value over 7 years. $7.44 million were charged in fake fees. He was charging 25% of her income.
25% of her income. Haran, you look disgusted.
Hey.
If you got young daughters that's able to understand, y'all got to watch this movie with them. And then tell them the facts about it.
$17.36 million were diverted in royalties. He built himself a mansion while her family lived in a $400 a month shack. Fact 3. The White reclassification plot.
This is the craziest part. Fact 3 is the craziest part. They didn't show this in the movie either. So they tried, because she was so rich and a little black girl, they said, let's make her a white woman. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Let's make her a white woman. That's why it says brown skin color girl made white. She's a white woman now. So her riches go where? To us.
1913. The Kansas City Star petitioned to declare her white to seize control of her fortune. The headline, "Oil makes Piccini rich, must be saved from her own race." White women's clubs endorsed.
Let's read what this says. Can y'all see that? Can we read that? Somebody read that for me.
Sarah Richter, who will pay the largest income tax in Oklahoma, is a child of 10 years and of mixed blood. She is the descendant of a Creek freedman and received her allotment of 160 acres, which has become extremely valuable, owing to the fact that the Jones Gusher is the biggest oil well in the mid-continent field on the property. The well produces $2,500 worth of oil a day, and she received 1/8 as her share. She, it is said, never saw the land on which the gusher is struck.
But let's make her white.
Oil makes Piccini rich, must be saved from her own race. White women's clubs endorsed this moral rescue. Fact 4. The Bois counterstrike, 1914. W.E.B. Du Bois exposed Porter's $24.8 million theft in the crisis, forcing the NAACP's first wealth defense case. At 12, Sarah fired Porter in court.
Shout out to the NAACP, man, getting involved in that.
Then hired black attorneys who recovered 40% of her stolen assets. Fact 5. The $1.4 billion heist, 1920 to 2025. The systematic theft cost her lineage $1.4 billion.
Wow.
That's all you can say. That's crazy. They've been doing this.
It's lucky one.
Go ahead, Doc.
They ask us, like, well, you know, they always try to play off what it is that, of course, that they've done. And of course, the things that, you know, have taken place within America and of course the oppression of our people by saying, well, you know what, that was the past and whatnot. But you don't understand. This is exactly how they've gotten and built their wealth over many generations. And of course, it's based off the suffering of our people, right? It's literally based off of pretty much like her family standing again like that $400 shack, whereas they building mansions for their children to live in for years and generations to pass down to their grandchildren, man. But yet you're telling us consistently to just blind ourselves to that thing, man. And no, we can't do that, right? And we done with that, just straight up and down. But I do also want to show that this is also in the curses as well. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse number 33.
Yeah. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse number 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
So we will only be oppressed and crushed always, man. The fruit of our land, right? That was land that, of course, was written in a deed onto her, right? Hey, Venezuela, he the president of that whole land, right? That's the fruit of his land. That oil that's there, those 300 million barrels that's there, that's his fruit of his land. But yet a nation that they don't know, that's not familiar with that, right, is going to continue to eat it up, man. Now you see Trump, he's trying to disperse it everywhere. He's just like, oh yeah, China, since we got a good relationship with Xi Jinping, they definitely going to get some of that oil, right?
And he already distributing it. They ain't even start working. They ain't even, they already found the money.
They already drew lots. Yeah.
This literally just happened like just yesterday, but yet the disbursements is already happening. He's just like, you get oil, you get oil, you get oil. And of course, it's the same exact thing that they did to our young sister right here, man. They say, you get money, you get money, you get money, and your children, you're going to get that money too, man. You see that? Because again, it's all because of what the Most High said would be the case concerning his people as a result of our disobedience, man. Let me jump down to verse number 40 real quick.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 40. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coast, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine oil shall cast his fruit.
So again, you're going to have the resources for this oil, right? For this abundance, but yet you're not going to be able to reap the benefits of it, right? By some means. Of course, we know that back in this time, this is speaking about, of course, you know, the state in which the land and the soil would be in for the trees and whatnot. But whereas, of course, we see it spiritually today, man, the same exact oil, that same exact resource that would create wealth would not be able to be used to its fullest potential, right? As a result of what? Our disobedience to the Most High's commandments, man. These curses is real, right? Jump down to verse number 43.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
So the stranger got up in there and stole the president and his wife.
Crazy,
bro.
How high is that? And on top of that, they said we gonna run Venezuela until whenever. How high is that? He's at a point of the one.
No, that sounds like indefinitely.
Yep. Sounds like indefinitely out of one. Continue to read.
Come on. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He should be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
Why is that? Because it's thus saith the Lord, right? You own and you run this entire country, but yet, like Otto One said, man, these got the whole president stolen, man. Imagine the kind of mindset that puts, you know, let's say the vice president in. You know, again, like Otto One was saying, she like, yo, sounds scared. Like, I don't know what happened, right? Imagine the people. What can happen to our children then? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's all because of what it is that thus said the Lord really says, man. Right? Because it has to be this way. Why is that? Jump down to verse number 46.
Verse 46.
As a matter of fact, just read 45 to 46.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, starting at verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and Salakia. Salakia. I'm sorry.
So it doesn't matter where it is that it doesn't matter where it is that you are. You may establish your own land all the way over here. That's what the Northern Kingdom did. And of course, that's how they came into such wealth like this, man. But nonetheless, the curses is going to do what? It's going to follow you and pursue you no matter where you go. Read.
And overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
Read verse 26.
And they should be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Man, this is a wonder in the earth right now, man. You look at Twitter, and that's the number one topic right now, man. But at the same time, it's a sign and a wonder to identify who God's chosen people really is. If you look at for, let's say, where I can find a Big Mac sandwich at, you can't look at the sign that has, you know, the white girl with the red hair and a blue and white shirt on. No, you got to look for a specific sign. And you can look at these specific signs and find where God's chosen people is, man. But at the same time, it's not just all just doom and gloom, because the Most High God has promises. He has prophecies. Let me get one more. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse number 7 real quick.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse number 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies.
What is he going to do?
Will put all these curses upon thine enemies.
Read.
And upon them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
So the Most High God is going to put all these things that we've suffered, man. You know, they stealing our children's wealth, man. They stealing, you know, our entire kings, man. The Most High said in Isaiah 60 that they're gonna be bringing the forces of their kings, man. That's what's promised. He said that they're gonna bring they're gonna be giving their wealth onto you, man. Why is that? Because you had to suffer that, because that's what you had to endure. Whereas the Most High said it's not for no reason, though, right? But instead, everything that they've reaped, it's like everything that they've sowed is exactly what they're going to reap in the earth, man. But we have to be patient and wait for that. But that's the reason why the ultimate teaching of the Hebrew Israelites is ultimately repentance.
Yep.
Because the curses is a result of the fruit of our own ways, not keeping the commandments, right? Just one point on that. Deuteronomy 28:58 is because we don't uphold the commandments of I can't conduct a certain way with my brother, right? Because we don't have that tight-knit relationship with those of our own people. Whereas something like this could have possibly been prevented. But hey, man, we see exactly how it is, man. And I yield there.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Could a brother give me Quadzala, can you give me Psalm 49 and 11? I don't want. Could you pull up the definition of terrorism? This is class, right? This is something that I looked up a few years ago before I even got into the truth. It was interesting what that definition was, and considering that when you experience all these things that you do in this nation, in America, right? We want to read Psalm first, and then we can pull that up if you can, Bobby the Shah. Because Salaki, it's interesting how bold Esau is, and the American government is, and you have to wonder why they are this bold, this pride. It goes back to Obadiah verse 3 that we read earlier today. Their inward thought, along with what we're going to read here in Psalms, is that who's going to bring them to the ground? Mm-hmm. Who is bold enough to bring them to the ground? Salaki, challenge their authority, challenge their military, challenge their financial influence on this world. Who's going to challenge them? Who's going to do it? Go ahead and read that in Psalms 40 first.
Counter to one. This is the book of Psalm chapter 49 and verse 11.
Read.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
That's right, Salakia. So if we're put in position to manipulate the media, the civilians themselves to think a certain way. We got to get the bad guys. That's the general census that they try to portray in the media. We got to get the bad guys. They're doing things that are bad. They're hurting people. We have to remove them. It's because their inward thought is that right or wrong, our motives and our power will remain, right? So, could somebody read me this definition of terrorism as well? It's interesting. I'll read it.
Terrorism, the unlawful use of violence and intimidation.
Salakia, I don't want. What have we been displaying all day today?
Just that.
The unlawful use of violence. Somebody stole a president and his wife from his country, from his own country. They set up a naval blockade of ships in their waters. They're confiscating any ship that's coming in and going out. Sounds like that's what they do to us as well. I don't want. Could you read the rest of that for me, Bar4Bar?
Especially against civilians in the pursuit of political aims.
Right. We got to go get the bad guy. Who's the bad guy? Yeah. Who's the bad guy, really? Yashala, who's the bad guy, really? I yield there.
Excellent point. That's an excellent point, man. Most I say he delivered us into a cool. Get that in Jeremiah 15. I think it's 21. It's baffling to say that out loud. Like they stole the president. They don't know where they president is. Imagine we don't know what the United States of America president. If he was to get captured, let's say, I don't give it 5 hours before they got detail of exactly where he at.
Wait, a president and his wife.
Come on, man.
Hey.
I think what you're looking for is in Jeremiah 13 or 30 and 14.
Get that one too. Read. I think there's one in Jeremiah 15 too. I believe. Let me see. Read that. Jeremiah 15. Go ahead.
You said Jeremiah 15 and 16?
And 21, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, where was his security exactly? What does that say?
This is Jeremiah 15 and verse 21. And I will deliver thee out of the hand of the wicked, and I will redeem thee out of the hand of the terrible.
So that's what I want. He put us into the hand of the wicked.
Counter to one.
But like the point y'all was making, our people won't even keep the commandments to get delivered out of the hand of the wicked.
Yep.
So the wicked only continues to reign because we won't do what God said. That's the conclusion.
That's right. Salaki, I don't want. Also, like the former president Maduro of Venezuela, why was he removed?
Yeah.
Why did Trump make the statements? We will remain in power until we basically see someone that's fit. What does that really mean? They have to find a puppet.
Yeah.
They can control and pull the strings, because maybe, me speaking as a man, maybe Maduro was on code with his people. Maybe he did prefer his people.
Yeah.
Maybe he did understand the importance of brotherhood. How will we ever know? And then the resources that they're sitting on made him a target, because he's not gonna be willing to negotiate. He's not gonna be fooled by these treaties that we may propose to them that we know we're gonna end up breaking anyway. It's possible. You wonder why Trump was so bold to say the things that he said, not knowing that there was somebody already in place that they may have ready to replace Maduro. They did the same thing to Hugo Chavez before Maduro. They did the exact same thing.
Even the point about we got it first, but we'll give some to China. That's that same, they'll lend to thee, but you won't be lending to them. That all right, want some of this oil, we're gonna turn some of that debt down.
Right.
The trillions of dollars we owe you, turn some of that down for this.
Right. We have so much debt to them people.
It's crazy, man. Get the scripture you had called Aharon. That's a good one too.
All right. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse number 14. All thy lovers have forgotten thee.
Mm-hmm.
They seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one.
Yeah.
For the multitude of thy iniquity, because thy sins were increased.
That's why. That's why we got this man flaunting around countries as if he owned the world. They honestly believe they own the planet. They believe this. In some cases, they do, but we know that the Most High made the world for our sakes.
Oh.
Right? What's got anything else?
We can.
We got a lot of stuff in the back.
That's part two.
We got another 2 hours or what?
We probably got another 2 hours of just information about just how they did Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom to like back then. You know, Black Wall Street, same thing. Trail of Tears, same thing.
Yep.
Right? So it doesn't end. And so we can see, man, New Year, it's the same agenda. Money, power, and greed for this place, man. It has not changed their stance, their motives, and their pride. Nothing has changed with these people, man. So with that, man, we're going to conclude the lesson, man. We appreciate everybody for tuning in to another episode of the Bar4Bar. The water for my team, man, too, that's diligently, man, making different thumbnails, editing them, man. We appreciate the hard work that brothers put in, man. That doesn't go unnoticed, man. So with that, man, I'm Captain Yaquab.
Captain Aharon.
Captain Akawasha.
Officer Kwabza Allah.
Soldier Ashar Allah.
And we're the sons of the Israelites. It's our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved. Shalom.
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 When I wasn't ready, no one can stop me. No one. No one can stop me. When I was ready, I feel like I became unstoppable towards doing the right things.
I can do it all through Christ. Forgive my brother, though he stabbed me twice. It's sad cause he still got the knife. I'm still learning how to sacrifice. That mean when he do you wrong, you gotta be strong and still do them right. I won't name no names, cause we not the same. And plus my honor code, don't play those games, are you insane? Life lessons as I walk him in his presence. I give him reference as I seek his essence, like the essence. Abba, do you hear me? And he say, do you fear me? Back and forward conversations, cause he know the real me. I'm washed in his waters and I'm praying they would heal me before somebody from my past come back and try to kill me. You feel me? I feel haunted by my past life. Praying morning, noon, and night. I think I went to mass twice. All from the devil's slice. I had to bite with sound advice. Coke on the plane, they had to ground it twice before the flight. And that's word to my Christian lubes. Chefry, nothing like the mother Christian dudes. Brew, don't get it confused. I sport mode the F-type and then just let it cruise. The punchline, the beat until it won't bruise. I'm hella cool. Just because the dude foul, he can't defile me. Got angels all around me like Charlie. I can feel him but don't see him hardly. Partly why my faith strong, but that's a different story. Metaphorically and allegorically.